Hey, this is the Review Junkie, and today I'll be reviewing the new coming of age film, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. As always, my review will be illustrated and the artwork is done by myself. And if you like movies, art, and comic books, please hit that subscribe button because all my reviews are hand drawn, and I like to get to 1,000 subscribers soon so my channel can be official. This movie stars Abby Ryder Fortson, Rachel McAdams, and Kathy Bates. It's written and directed by Kelly Fremon Gregg. Now, this is a non-spoiler review, so everything I discuss will have been shown in the trailer. Absolutely no spoilers. I'll tell you briefly about the plot, the characters, my pros and cons, final thoughts, and if this is worth checking out at your local movie theater. The plot is straightforward, and it involves Margaret, who's 11 years old. She lives in New York City and finds out one day her parents are leaving the fast-paced life of Manhattan for the quiet suburbs of New Jersey. I know, right? New Jersey, ugh. Ain't nobody want to be in the Garden State. Okay. The film focuses on her starting junior high school as she gets adjusted to her new life, new school, and new friends while tackling that tricky thing of growing up. That awkward phase of being a young girl and becoming a woman. I've heard of the book, but never read it, and when I saw the trailer, it definitely piqued my interest. Coming-of-age films are one of my favorite genres, but this is a younger coming-of-age story versus a teenage coming-of-age love story. We just don't get these type of films very often, and the ones we get can be a hit or miss. So I have good news for you, and this is one of the good ones. I like this movie a lot and found it refreshing, heartwarming, and full of emotion. The first thing I liked was the lead. She's phenomenal and carries the whole movie on her shoulders, and without her being able to do so, the movie would have just fallen flat. But instead, it's full of energy, heart, and some touching moments which she brings to the big screen without any issue. She really pulls you in with her performance, and you're invested in her journey and rooting for her all the way. She's extremely likable and comes off like the girl next door, just like your very best friend. I actually didn't even recognize her, but she played Paul Rudd's daughter from the first two Ant-Man films. That's Peanut all grown up. Next is Rachel McAdams. She's one of my favorite actresses ever since Mean Girls and The Notebook, so it was so nice to see her in a new project. She doesn't get the most exciting things to do because she's playing the caring mom role, but she's so good at lighting up the screen and has a smile that always feels very welcoming. Her and Margaret have actual complete story arcs, and just like a man, the father has very brief scenes. He's hardly in it. And speaking of Mean Girls, this sort of has that Mean Girls kind of vibe to it, but in a junior high school setting. Margaret has a diverse group of friends with many personalities, and you get a little bit of everything that I think everyone can relate to from their own personal group of friends. I also like a lot of the relationships here, from her new friends to the wonderful relationship with her grandmother, played by Kathy Bates, and I thought it translated well on screen. You can immediately tell there's a special bond there, and they both bring each other a lot of happiness in different ways despite their age gap. And the tone of the film is also consistent. It's a coming-of-age dramedy with a few laughs here and there, and it also captures so well that special time in our life when we're discovering ourselves and there's so much doubt and insecurity. This is also such a great character study on how we go out of our way to really please people and do our best to fit in. And it was just also refreshing seeing people interact normally before the internet, smartphones, and social media. And when watching this, you really sense the care and consideration for the material. It never felt like it was exploiting minors in any way. There are certain scenes I can imagine being uncomfortable for young actors, and it was clever to shoot from certain angles to avoid showing anything inappropriate. I mean, puberty is a touchy subject, and I think most people rather not talk about it and would just let nature take its course. Now, I do have one con, and it's the one thing that unfortunately keeps this from being a home run. So there are multiple subplots going on, right? There's the relationship Margaret has with her parents, her friends, the school teacher, boys, and so on. They juggle all those subplots very well, but the thing is, in the third act, when the audience is supposed to get that big payoff moment where the main character has her important third act monologue to either bring you to tears or have you whip out your pink pom-poms to cheer for the underdog, that moment just never happens. You do get some closure, but for other subplots where you naturally think there will be a big payoff and there will be big moments where characters have meaningful dialogue being exchanged to address issues bubbling underneath the surface, It just never happens. It's unfortunate, and it's the lack of those scenes that makes her journey half complete. If there's a director's cut with those scenes added back in, I would definitely want to see it. So this brings me to my final thoughts, and this gets a solid 8 out of 10 from me. Despite the fact that I think some of the subplots didn't get proper payoff, I think the charming cast that is so lovable and the overall touchy subject matter at hand and the performances by the three main leads will really win you over. There are some touching moments in the third act, and I think just watching this will make you think about your junior high school experience and wishing you had someone personal to talk to about or share your thoughts with when your body is going through changes. My parents never talked about this stuff, so this is a big thumbs up from me, and after seeing it, I actually ordered the book and I can't wait to read it. So check this out on the big screen where it's meant to be seen and support your local movie theaters. Thanks for checking out my review. If you like, please subscribe, helps the channel out a lot. Hit that thumbs up button, feel free to share this with your friends, and if you happen to have a movie you'd like me to review, please let me know. I'd be happy to watch and illustrate it for a future video. Thanks again, and I hope the pictures put a smile on your face.